Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Deputy Secretary Beaudreau, for being here today. Also for visiting our state. We appreciate having you come up there. The first thing I want to ask you about, though, is the permitting for the center mine, which supplies coal to the Milton R. Young power plant. That's a 700 megawatt plant. Now, this plant's undertaking what's called Project Tundra, which will be one of the largest carbon capture projects in the world. The intent is to store 4 million metric tons of CO2. So it's a very large carbon capture project. And right now there's a new federal mine plan in front of Laura Daniel Davis at the Department of Interior. And it's been under environmental review for 17 months. And the center mine and Milton R. Young Power Station need to get a resolution of that, and they really need it by the end of the year. Otherwise, they have to move, one of these huge drag lines, and that'll cost them, I think, well over $30 million just to go to a different place to mine. And of course, then it also penalizes other coal in the area that isn't federal coal. It's owned by private individuals. And so what can you do to make sure that this gets advanced after already 17 months of review, holding up and costing a lot of money to a power plant that is actually undertaking one of these huge carbon capture projects? So they're making the investment to do this, and you're impairing their ability to do it by not getting this done in a reasonable time.
Yeah, so thanks very much for the question, Senator. I am aware of this project as well as Project Tundra and the opportunity with the Energy Department on a really sort of innovative and exciting CCS program with respect to this project specifically. Part of the challenge, and again, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses, but part of the challenge is making sure that our analyses can withstand judicial scrutiny. We've had a number of approvals from the BLM as well as OSM attacked and vacated in courts around sort of coal expansions. And so part of the process we've been going through, and unfortunately it has taken time, is working with our solicitor's office to ensure that we have appropriate NEPA coverage on the mine expansion. But it is an issue that I'm focused on. I know, as you mentioned, Laura is focused on, as well as OSM.
Will you commit to expedite or helping expedite getting it done?
Yeah, I am focused on it.
Yeah, thank you, Secretary. And the next is a lot of the flaring that we see occurring in North Dakota, and I think the chairman referred to it earlier, and he's not wrong about it, is on the reservation. And the key there is, what can you do to help them get expedited permits so they can capture that methane? They want to do it, but they got to have the gathering systems to do it. And we can't, in the state, we can't permit those. That has to be federally permitted. That's why they have higher flaring.
Yeah, no, fair enough, and agree that part of our challenge in ensuring that methane is captured and brought to market is an infrastructure issue with these gathering lines.
But, and again, that goes to this new rule that was put forward where you have, split ownership of land, and it contemplates delaying flaring where you have federal minerals alongside private minerals. So you're also disenfranchising, again, private ownership. So, look, this is one where you can actually help individuals who have, private ownership along with the federal ownership, a split estate in that respect, but also reduce flaring. I mean, these companies want to do the flaring and get more natural gas at a time when we need more natural gas to help bring down energy costs, which is a key component of inflation.
Agree, and also acknowledge that split estate is a particularly acute issue in North Dakota.
Yeah, we have a checkerboard setup. So I know you've been out there to see it. We appreciate it, but we need your, efforts here now to help us, get these things done.
Understand.
The last piece is the administration has only leased 126,000, a little over 126,000 acres. That's the fewest for an administration since the 1940s. So they are holding this up. What can you do, or what are you willing to do to help us get more of these leases in place. And remember, it's one thing to have a lease, it's another to get the permit to actually drill it.
Yeah.
And so we've got to get those permits.
Yeah, thank you. And, as I mentioned previously, under the IRA, there is a new framework for us to work under. Tracy Stone Manning and the BLM are very focused on implementation within that framework. Of course, there's a period of adjustment, but we are moving forward.
Yeah. Again, we need your efforts, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Senator.
Senator Kelly.